Cancer, and welcome to Bineko Tarot. I am here with your December 2020 Astro report and tarot card reading general for the sign of Cancer. So this is a general reading. You may find it resonant. If you do, I will have an extended reading available to you. The link will be down below in the description box, which leads you to my Patreon site where you can get a subscription and you can actually have access to all of the signs extended readings. So Cancer, I'm starting out all of my reports with a little bit of an astro flash. So December's a really big month for all of us. We are approaching a very important time where many people are saying that we have reached the threshold into the age of Aquarius from the age of Pisces. So we're getting a lot of closure. We're getting a lot of cycles that are finishing out. If you haven't checked it out already, I have a reading for the collective, which basically talks about the energies that all of us are dealing with. But because the planets fall in different houses in our own chart, the way that that particular story plays out for each of the signs is going to be a little different. So for you, Cancer, I'm actually starting with November 30th because the eclipse in Gemini is leaving a lot, is kind of setting the stage for the events that are happening through December. So you may have noticed around the 30th of November or the 1st, maybe a window of 3 to 4 days on either side, stuff around closure and the decisions that come with either actually making closure happen or the decisions that are made after you finish something out. And this is all, if I'm not mistaken, I think that this one is happening in your 12th house. So this is also the house of self-sabotage and the subconscious, where we're operating under stress of old traumas. So that's what November 30th energies was likely bringing to the surface for you. When we come to the solar eclipse in Sagittarius on December 14th, that's going to be the new moon. This is going to be lessons for you in delegation. So you may be feeling really burdened by your work or by general tasks in your day-to-day with your family or your community. So you're going to be put in a position where you have no other choice but to delegate and share those responsibilities. And a lot of the times, because Cancer is a cardinal sign and cardinal signs tend to be the leaders out of everyone, Cancer can fall into the trap of, well, if I want it done right, I might as well do it myself. You're not going to have that luxury this time around. So when we get to the third event, which is the solstice, this is what people are calling the threshold into the age of Aquarius. And that's definitely what it looks like, because we got the big heavy hitters of Jupiter and Saturn conjunct in Aquarius on the solstice. And in fact, there are astronomers that are putting out charts, I'm noticing, so that we can look in the sky and we can see Saturn and Jupiter slowly come together each day until it creates the appearance of an enormous star. So definitely check that out. You can see it with the eye, with the naked eye. So it'll be a lovely sight to see. And on this particular day, or the energies surrounding the solstice for you and this conjunction, is around healing relationships, around boundaries and vulnerability. So generally, most of us are being forced into a heart space because, after years and years of functioning, or at least trying to function within significant dysfunction, we finally arrived at a time when we can let all of that go and create new patterns that are healthier for us. And the energies of our evolution will not allow certain toxic patterns, codependency, these kinds of things to be carried into this next phase that we're all embarking on. So I'm going to get to the tarot now. And I'm going to start with my Klimt deck. And basically what I'm going to do is kind of take a look at your overall story. The past circumstances that were leading up to it, as well as the present energies and where it's likely to go in the future. What's on the surface and what's hidden below. And also what's happening inside of you. So for Cancer, for December 2020, please, let's get some insight into your story. It's been an intense year for Cancer, from what I recall, in terms of astrology, for sure. And you've probably been feeling the cycles closing out since the summer. If I remember correctly, there was something happening around June or July for Cancer where it was, we're drawing lines in the sand, sort of, and as much as this particular conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter hasn't happened for 800 years, there are also other cycles that are happening with certain alignments and certain transits that are in shorter cycles, but all of them seem to be converging towards this December, which is one of the reasons why we're all feeling a tremendous amount of pressure internally, and forcing us, again, like I say, I feel like a broken record, into the heart space, because that's where real truth is felt and heard. So Cancer, the surrounding energies for your story for December is Temperance. So you could have a Sagittarius in your life somewhere, but Temperance is also very much about patience and about, slowing things down and getting into the rhythm of things before taking action. This is not a time to take action. With these eclipses that we're expecting over the next few weeks, it's meant to trigger certain events in destiny, especially around the 14th, as well as what was I going to say? So it's triggering and it's shifting. So yeah. Oh, right. Because certain events have to happen, and then the results of those events need to be incorporated into all the decisions that we're all trying to figure out how to make. But we will see the light at the end of the tunnel, not an oncoming train, first couple weeks of January especially. Some of us are going to have a really good Christmas. Okay, so Cancer, in your past, we have the Magician. We have the Three of Cups, and we have the Knave of Pentacles. So, by the looks of things, you've been on a path of manifestation. You may have been working with a team, and it could be a really, or you made some sort of significant accomplishment, and there was a celebration, and once you kind of accomplish that particular goal, that is what kind of put you into the surveyor of the landscapes in front of you. And, you knew that, okay, now that I've managed to do this, I can think about my next move. So, we've got the High Priestess, present energy, 7 of Wands, and the 7 of Cups. So, yeah. So you're having to listen to your gut. You're having to go with your intuition. You're establishing new boundaries. And you may be also dealing with a bit of your shadow and integrating how you really feel about the parts of you that you perceive as weak. One of the other themes I've been seeing is that Vulnerability is actually our superpower. This is a big part of why we need to get into the heart space. But we're not really sure what options we want to follow up on, right? Cancer, I mean, there's a lot of them. And you also maybe escaping a little bit into meditation stuff. There could be also a little bit of substance abuse going on. Nothing crazy serious. But if you are dealing with addiction issues, you're definitely asking yourself the tough questions. And you might be also in a bit of fear around this. You're fighting your fears. If, you may have kind of recently just come to the realization after a series of events that has led you to realize that you may have a problem. And if that is the case, Cancer, the first step in solving a problem is knowing you got one. And this would be the toughest part of what it is you're working on. And as I've been saying to a lot of people, especially in the readings, it's like this December, if it gets really dark, this is as dark as it's going to get, essentially, because what we're opening into in 2021 is so different than what we've come from. So let's see here. In the future position, we have the Eight of Pentacles. So working it out on your own. Oh my goodness. So we have the Eight of Pentacles work. We have the Hermit. That also could be a Virgo somewhere in your orbit. You also have the Ten of Swords, which is ruin and ultimate betrayal or ultimate breakdown. So I feel kind of led on this substance abuse thing. If, like I said, if there's been a course of events that have led you to reflect on your consumption, you're doing, you're going to do the work towards it, but it's not going to be easy. But again, it's like there's nowhere to go but up from there, and you could have a Sagittarius around you who is instrumental in helping you through this particular time. But something, if it isn't substance abuse, it's just confusion, and it could be hiding in your work because you're on your own, you're without a partner, and you really feel alone, and you're not really sure, on the surface of things, you're staying nice and calm, but there's a part of you that feels really destroyed. So let's take a look at, I'm just going to clarify a couple of cards here. The rest of it I'll be doing in the extended. But I'm going to pull 3 cards for some advice. So there may have been an air sign in the past, and that would be an Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini, that this situation was part of. And the Page of Pentacles is usually about a message or some kind of small little communication, like a little text, that kind of thing. And then for the Fool, or sorry, not the Fool, the Hermit, So, I don't know, maybe there's an Aries around you. Do I see Aries out on the table here? I don't. But there's someone from your childhood who may be able to help you sort through some of this stuff. Who's going to be, could also be a sibling. But, they're also pretty tired too. And so Cancer, if you're feeling this sense of betrayal because there's nobody around to help you heal at this moment in time, it may be because everybody is doing the same kind of internal work you are. And even though you may not be able to see it, it's what everybody has to do. None of us are getting a pass on this. So that we can do this. Be the Page of Wands and be baggage free and be willing to allow creativity to take the reins of our lives and see that there's any number of solutions ahead of us. Okay. So I am now going to do a little piece here with my love deck. And so this is kind of like a mini relationship diagnostic reading that I offer at Bon-Echo Tarot. You can find me on Facebook if you're looking for a private read, Cancer. You might need one to sort through whatever's going on. But rest assured, you're going to work it because you're a cardinal sign, and that's what cardinal signs do. So, Cancer, I'm going to pick a card for you. I'm going to pick a card for your partner, and I'm going to pick a card for the relationship and see what comes up. So there's the card for you for December 2020 to get some insight into your love relationships. So that's your partner. Let's get one for the relationship. Is that, no? One for the relationship, please. And there it is. Okay. So, surrounding energies for Cancer in their relationships is beauty. So, either the person that you're thinking about, you're pretty hot for, pardon me and my yawning, or this is the way they feel about you. Beauty. So, so that's nice. So for you, come hither. So you're feeling very seductive. You could be feeling pretty hot too. So that could be, your beauty is just too much. And sure enough, your partner may be thinking that they're not in your league. So this is a big risk for them, you beautiful thing. You beautiful, seductive human. Oh. The relationship is lust. So, if that's what you're looking for, Cancer, then, there's nothing wrong with that. Not every relationship has to be, the Notebook, right? I mean, it's, if you're looking for a bit of fun, yeah, the person that you may be getting involved with is really going out on a limb for you. They cannot stop looking at your pictures. And you like having this kind of power. So, just use it wisely, Cancer. And we'll dig into that a little bit more too when we get to that part of the reading. Okay, so, yes, this reading is long, but I want to try and cover all of the bases in this big, long December read. So far, it's been about a half an hour on the 20 minutes to a half hour for the YouTube video, and then 20 minutes to a half hour on the extended this go round. So lots to offer for a month packed with adventure and inner work. So this is my Distant Early Warning deck created by Marshall McLuhan back in 1969. Not many people have this, I'll tell you. But I really love this deck because it's pretty obtuse. Marshall McLuhan designed this to be used in the boardroom. So I figured I would use it for career and finance readings. And I'm just going to pick one card, and then I'm going to clarify it with the Rider-Waite. I'm not going to talk too much about it because I find that these that Marshall McLuhan speaks in metaphor, so the interpretation is better left to you. But I may smile and smirk. Okay, so Marshall offers this to you for your career and finance life. King of Spades. So that's King of Swords. Okay, let me see here. I've got a small brain and I intend to use it. I love these cards. There we go here. There we go. Okay, so you get to see that. So what does the Rider-Waite have to say about that? Oops. Two of Wands. Enough said. So Two of Wands is looking at the past, taking an inventory, and you got the King of Spades from Marshall's deck. I've got a small brain and I intend to use it. So yeah, for whatever that's worth to you, Cancer. That's what that is. And yeah, we may do a little bit more clarifying for that in the extended as well. But here, Cancer, I am going to pull one last card from my Oracle of E deck, which is really fun. And then if you have found this reading has been resonant and helpful to you and you'd like to carry on, the link is down below. But for now, oh my goodness, so who else got this? I can't remember. Bazinga. So, and the number is 19, which adds up to 10. 1 and 9 is 10, so 1. So a new beginning, and it may just be coming out of the blue, or you're going to have one of those big epiphany moments, and bazinga! There you go. Cancer, thank you so much for joining me here, and I look forward to seeing you again. Thanks for your support. Please share, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you again soon.